to the 2 versus 7 matchup, Cowboys versus Packers. This year, Jordan Love started for the Packers. He had 4,100 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 picks. Green Bay is the youngest team in NFL history to ever make it to the playoffs. So, Roland, how far do you think Dallas can go despite only beating 2 winning teams this season and playing Green Bay in their first matchup?
It took every bone in my body to not pick Green Bay. Okay. The main reason why is Jordan Love is playing fantastic. He's having an awesome campaign, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. To answer your question about Dallas, I have them penciled in as an NFC title spot. I said that week 1, week 2, so I'm just going to roll with it. But I am semi-concerned because Dallas has a history of choking. And this game has all the makings of a letdown for Dallas because Green Bay is just that average, the slightly above average team, right? They're averaging 22.5 points per game, which is 12th in the league, and 345 yards per game, which is 11th in the league. So they have a slightly above average offense. Nothing elite, but nothing to just kind of write off. And then their defense only allows 20.5 points per game and about 330 yards per game, ranked 10th and 17th, respectfully, in those given categories. So their defense is also just slightly above average. They're not necessarily weak in any area of their team, and that's why they were able to make that late playoff surge. But at the end of the day, I have to go with Dallas because statistically, it's just not really even close. They have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. The only concern is what you alluded to with the fact that Dallas has really only beaten 2 teams with the winning record so far this year.
Yeah, I'm also going with Dallas over Green Bay, mostly due to Green Bay being really young. Like I said, youngest team to ever make the playoffs in the NFL. And their run defense is actually more suspect than I realized. I was looking at it, 28th in rush defense. And, the Cowboys aren't necessarily an elite rushing team. They're 15th in rushing yards as a team. But they do have Tony Pollard, and we know what he's capable of. And they have time to plan and game plan over this. So I definitely had a hard time, too, with Dallas because I really feel like at some point they're going to have a letdown. But, they were beating all the teams that they were supposed to beat for the most part. They had one hiccup against the Cardinals. So that made me feel good, at least for them being able to win games they should win. And this is a game they definitely should win. And that's, the biggest thing that I'm going with Dallas for is they have more experience than Green Bay. If it was the other way around, I might have thought a little bit harder about this.
How do you expect it to be close? Do you expect it to be over under 1 touchdown? Who are you taking in that scenario?
If I had to pick, I'm going to go over. I feel like when Dallas wins, they also tend to win big. For the most part, I could see this game easily being 10 to 13 points. I don't think the Packers are going to get blown out of the water. I think Jordan Love's really talented. He's a great player. I think he'll keep the game close. But I really just don't think Green Bay has the maturity yet or enough on their defensive side to take it from Dallas.
I agree with that. It's really honestly just the age factor because Green Bay has looked suspect at times throughout the season, but they've also looked like they could really beat anybody. That Thanksgiving game against Detroit is film that Dallas should watch because if they come out expecting to win, home field advantage, playoff game, we've been here, we've done this. Green Bay can get you, as we saw on Thanksgiving against Detroit. So at the end of the day, this game could get interesting, but I'm going to take the safe pick. Dallas wins by 7+ points.